So what I'm doing is I'm installing this device here, which my car can use. My car was built in 1987, and so far no rust to speak of, and that's a good thing. I mean, of course, the best way to not get rust on your car is don't wash it with water. That's the lesson I've learned from having cars over the years. Now, on this beauty here, I definitely don't want to get any rust on her. We've been together now 26 years, and I'd like to get another 26 out of her if I could. So, they don't make any more, at least in this style. They do have a newer style, but this is called a rusterminator. And basically the principle is it works through the car's electrical circuit to keep it from rusting out through electrical current. So basically how it works is you got your power and your ground, which I twisted up, and I connected them to these two wires. Now these two wires connect to this plug. This plug actually goes down over to there. I'll zoom in. That is my trickle charger over there on the opposite end of the garage. So my idea is this. When my car is parked and it's not at the car show or wherever, I'm going to take this and I'm going to plug it in. Like this. So when I unplug it, this will not be powered up. And I'm driving the car. I don't want this LED, which comes with it, to let you know if it's actually functioning or not. I don't want this drawing current on my battery. Just to illustrate, later on in the video I'm going to show you the end result, but for right now, under the hood, I'm going to complete the circuit. Now this blue wire should be going to the opposite end of the car in the trunk somewhere, so someplace far away from the other end of the circuit where the battery is located up here in the front passenger side. But just, if I grounded it out, you see that LED is blinking. And according to the manual, when that is blinking, it's telling you basically this thing is working. In the manual, it shows you, there's your battery, power it up, and then back there is where you want the DC coupler. So I will run it out, but under here, that was my plan. So I disconnect the other end of the circuit and that LED is out. So that'll work for me. So when I'm not around and the car is charging up on the trickle charger, this will also be working, which is 99% of the time anyway, because all she does is really sit around anyway. So let me get to work and I'll pick up from where I left off in a second. Picking up from the other part that I just came from, I went ahead and I drilled a hole in my firewall. I ran an 18 gauge run right through that kick panel underneath, terminated it right here, crimped it on there, wrapped it around a few times. I grabbed one of these here lock washers, which I intend on using, and as you can see right in there I scraped back all the metal. That's what I'm going to do. Just take this and put it here. Even though the instructions say to put it in the trunk because it's the farthest part from the battery, my car is equipped with T-Pack, as you can see. Now, on GM, those do have a tendency to leak, and even though I did do weather seals and everything recently, I know that this is going to be the trouble spot in my car. I've already seen some evidence of that in my floor pan, so I'm going to go ahead and install my other end of the circuit right here. I'll cut it off and come back to part 3 in a second. Okay, getting back. Now I'm back on the outside of the engine compartment. You can see this is the wire that I ran, that I connected to on the passenger side of the car, where I put the self-tapping screw in the ring terminal, silicone the firewall and brought it through. I got this wire loom, which I'm going to loom it up and route it up nice. And what I was thinking is, after all, why would I want this ugly looking black box in my car? I mean, after all, this is a show car, and if the show car can't look good, what the heck am I putting it in there for? So what I opted to do is actually just connect this just like I had it before. I P-tied the LED to the power harness, and I'm just going to make one more connector right here, so that way when I bring it home from the show, I'll just simply unplug this 2-pin plug here, and the other one I'm going to add from this wire, and I reconnect it, and I got my rust protection and I got my battery charge. Makes sense? Alright, turn back in and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done. Now here's the completed job. This is the wire that I ran from the ground to the inside the vehicle. I put a single male female on there, so I could just simply unplug this, unplug the trickle charger, and those two go right through. And there's the actual module. You can see the LED is working. So when I leave for the show, all I got to do is just unplug that one lead and the regular trickle charger, leave it on the floor, go out and come back, plug it right back in. And there's no ugly box in the car, which is even better. So that's about it. Rust free.